silly divisions and conspiracy theories are making money for a lot of people, but they are promoting vaccine hesitancy and the anti-vax movement in a way that is not just unhealthy for individuals, but in a way that is unhealthy for the world. And they are doing this for their own individual profit, because they know that people are easy to guide down paths of fear and mistrust. And they know these people, these talking heads and people in the media, especially in conservative and ultra-conservative media, know that they can boost ratings and do this by stirring hatred, doubt, racism, and even conspiracy theories that go against good governance and go against common sense and health, even the health of their own listeners. So what is this whole thing of thinking that taking a vaccine invades your privacy or your rights? How is it that people come up with such really, really fabulous and wild conspiracy theories? Some people are telling you really silly things like, when they go to give you the shot, they will put chips in you. They will insert other things into you. The government will be able to track you. They're only one step away from telling you, go get your vaccine and you will be Wi-Fi enabled and can plug yourself into any socket that you believe. Would give you a charge. Are you that silly? Are you that stupid? Are you that ignorant? Why do you go to these conspiracy theories? How come you are willing? Do they make you feel good? Do they make you feel special? No. Then why do you go to such silly things? And they would say to you, well, such infringes upon your rights. How does having a vaccine infringe on your rights? Does taking the measles vaccine or the mumps vaccine or the rubella vaccine, does taking the vaccines that would keep you from getting ill infringe upon your rights? They say, oh, this is a horrible government program, and they want not only to vaccinate you but track you, and they want you to have a passport to prove that you've gotten a vaccine. Well, remember when things were not electronic and when passports really were always paper? Do you remember when everyone was required to have the smallpox vaccine? And what? Those who are so into conspiracy theories, mostly older people who should know better, still have the scar that was not made accidentally, but intentionally to be a passport, to let people know you had a vaccine. Did that infringe on your rights? Did that infringe on anyone's rights? And now you would say, but it's my right not to do this. We ask you, do not those people around you have rights? You say, your rights? But what about their rights? Their rights to serve you and know that they're not going to get ill. Would you go into a restaurant and say, I have the right to carry a submachine gun in this restaurant. They have no right to post no firearms on the door. They have a right to post no firearms on the door, and they have a right to tell you you can't come in if you're diseased and going to pass that disease, because that's the same as coming in with chemical weapons. Would you think that it was proper to commit chemical warfare? Well, that's what you're doing if you refuse to wear a mask. That's what you're doing if you refuse a vaccine. You are becoming a chemical warfare agent. You say, oh, but God will heal me. God will take care of me. How dare you use God for an excuse? That is as unchristian, as unreligious as you can possibly be. You are saying, I have the right to choose to be sick and to make others sick if I want to. You are saying that you have no concern for your spiritual brothers and sisters or any of the rest of humanity. How dare you use God as an excuse? You're the same people that's running around saying, what would Jesus do? Well, you're the ones running around saying, well, Jesus, he healed, so people didn't need these things. He healed people because there was no other means for them to be made well. You have another means to prevent illness. And if you do not use that means, then you are culpable for every life you cost. Every politician who has decried an infringement on their rights is responsible. That means karma for their actions. That means if they believe they're standing before a judgment bar, they are judged according to their actions. Not just for the lies they've told, but for every life they have caused to be taken. So you say, oh, I've got God. God is my vaccine. God is not your vaccine. God is not your genie in a bottle. God loves you. And God loves all of those people that you are putting at risk, including yourself. For when you say, no, I won't be vaccinated, what you're saying is, I will not care for my fellow man created in the image of God. I will not care for myself, though I believe I'm created in the image of God. Because I really don't respect God enough to take care of that which is created in His image. That is what the fundamentalist Christian faith is saying right at this moment when they use God as an excuse not to take care of their health by having a vaccination. Come away from these silly conspiracy theories. You say, oh, God will judge the good and the bad at the last day. Well, then where do you think you're going to be standing on the last day if you're going to have committed chemical warfare against His children? Oh, and then you'll use Him for an excuse. Oh, God loves you. But God does not love you as to be an excuse for you. God loves you as to include you and hold you tight and make you well when nothing else can do so. How many people have you seen thrown out of their churches for disbelieving God? Today, no one would do so. And those that would do so for the petty and wrong reasons. They forget that God is love, and love means taking care of yourself, and love means taking care of those around you, and love means taking care of humanity and of the world in which you live. And in short, that means that if you would serve God, you will have your vaccination if possible. It is that simple. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with each of you.